Well, welcome back, guys. It's CKO Trainer Home Edition, and since everybody enjoyed how to set a table, I figured I would do a little cooking for you. And what we have today is some Hoboken style short ribs from Trulio, and he's been cut them on both sides to look like they're nice and delicious. There is some fat I'm just going to peel away or cut away. And we're staying nice and busy, cutting away all that fat. I like to cook nice and quick, guys. That's the real key here. So we start cutting away all that fat. What we're going to do is, while you're cutting away the fat, I have a screaming hot, really hot cast iron pan here, Martha Stewart edition. I don't really fool around with that Rachel Ray edition type stuff. That's just kid wheels, clown shoes, as they say in the business. So I'm going to get this short rib nice and trimmed up, and I want to braise this. I want to sear it, and I want to sear in all the juices and get it extremely hot. When it hits that pan, I want it to basically cauterize the whole outside of the meat and lock all the juice inside. I'm going to put some salt on the bottom. I learned that from an Italian man in Costa Rica, actually. I'm going to drop the short ribs in, meat side down, so bone side up. I'm going to get that nice and hot, and what I'm going to do is build up a little bit of stock after that, chop some vegetables, and pop those in, and I'm going to cook it probably for about 2 hours, 3 hours on really slow heat. So what we did was, let me just help you out. Yummy. If you're at home and you're like wondering how Mike's camera work is just so damn good, it's just a real blessing to have these type of abilities. While this is searing down, I'm going to bring over the potatoes. Get them over there. So we got some pre-washed potatoes, as you can see. Just gonna cut them into some cubes. I got a little kitchen, so gotta bear with me. Potatoes are not the, non-white starchy carb, but this is a post-workout meal, so we're gonna go ahead and indulge a little bit. I'll bring it up so you can talk to me while you're cutting your potatoes. The ribs are braising away. You really want to sear it in as good as possible. If you don't do it, it's just not going to be nearly as flavorful. It's going to take longer to cook. And you don't want to commit this much time if it's not going to taste good. Hoboken's got too many options. So this is a healthy, quick meal. Well, it's not really quick, but after you set it, you basically have to leave it and let it cook until the meat falls off the bone. When it starts falling off the bone, then you know you have something. So the potatoes have been quartered. I'm just going to move that beef around a little bit. I'm looking for it to stop sticking to the pan. Almost there. I need to chop an onion. I need to smash and chop some garlic as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put my potatoes in a different pot. Stay with me. Don't tune off yet. I'm staying here. We're working low budget. I'll move you back a little bit. How's that? Looking good now, guys. So that's what I'm talking about. That's looking good. Now there is a trick on the short ribs when you're cooking them. If you want them to fall apart, there's a membrane you want to peel off on the outside. But if you're going to handle a lot, then don't do that, because they'll just fall apart before you even get there. But you pull that apart, and then the ribs are just going to start falling apart at will. Drop my potatoes off. So how you guys doing today? Good? Enjoying the blogs, enjoying the articles? Please make sure you email me at mike@clubkogyms. I have plenty of information. We can have a talk. Let's have a good time with this. That's what it's supposed to be. It's been a really good time for me. I enjoy blogging a lot. Keeps a little community of us together, pushing ahead. So that meat is almost there. So I'm going to use a trick on the onions from working in a restaurant, I believe, or maybe I watched Emerald do it. I'm going to make some cuts along the onion. One slice in the middle. And it's just going to fall apart nicely for me. Initially I wanted to keep the onion pieces big, but I wanted to teach you that trick. So, alright, I'm going to have to fast forward this part. It's not that exciting cutting onions, but I'm going to stay with it. Nice. So the onions are all chopped up. I'm going to take the meat out. You know what, hell? I'm going to leave the meat in there. I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to put the onions in there. I'm going to pop the garlic in there. About an hour later, I'm going to put in the mixed vegetables. Oops. Got a bunch of mixed vegetables right there. And then I will, at the end, put my parsley and thyme. So we'll check back in then. Till then. Alright guys, it's Mike and it's part 2. I cut up the onions and I'm about to cry. I have these glasses, these really, really high-tech, cool glasses my brother got me when I start to cry because the onions are so potent that I'll go ahead and put these on. And this is just a pure great example of why Americans will just buy absolutely anything. I have glasses to shield my eyes from the onion vapors. It's absolutely the most ridiculous thing in the world. I love it. So, let me show you what we got here. Chopped onions. Now we got some short ribs. Smoking up the house. I'm sure Christy's gonna love that. Turn this heat down. Throw potatoes in. 1 can of tomatoes. Now this is just frantic pace. Frantic pace style cooking. We're getting that hot. That thing starts to smoke. We'll have the Hoboken Fire Department up in here. Me wearing these glasses, and it'll be a bad, bad situation. Woo. Nice 1 cup of water. Let's make it happen. I would have used wine, but I'm out of wine, so. Now, the vegetables. That's carrot, that's peas, that's broccoli. Very low dense calorie food. That's not my main goal, but I'm just using a cup of potatoes, really, some beef, and a whole ton of vegetables. I like to cook a lot so that I can have leftovers. Now, that I'm gonna make sure that's all nice and even. This is where you make a disaster happen. You get stuff all over the place. Christy loves that. I'll make sure it sits in there nicely. Submerge the beef. Probably the most important part. I want that beef to be falling apart. That's my goal here. If that beef's not falling apart,